What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Super Nerd.
I am totally not Altharius.
And I'm Shazam.
And what are we doing today?
Today we will be doing another fan casting, and this one was requested to us by one of our subscribers.
The Overvoid. Not any Overvoid. The Overvoid.
Thank you very much for your suggestion. Now, let's get into it.
So, you're more knowledgeable about the Green Lantern verse than I. I'm more of a Marvel head. There's been multiple.
Yeah, we got the main one.
So why don't we start way back in the Golden Age with Alan Scott. That's right, the one with the big upturned cape.
And the lantern he carried around, he had to charge his ring.
You want to start this one?
I'll take this one.
Okay.
Alright, well, for Alan Scott, I wanted someone with comedic chops because any way you kind of use Alan Scott, it would be brief. So you want him to make a lasting impression. So my first inkling was Simon Baker from The Mentalist. But ultimately I settled for Neil Patrick Harris.
Okay.
I like Neil Patrick Harris a lot. One of my favorite people in Hollywood. So funny.
The legend. Wait for it. And I hope you're not lactose intolerant because the second half of that word is dairy.
How I Met Your Mother, Lemony Snicket's series.
Oh, so good in that.
So good.
Oh, man.
He's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think he would make a great Alan Scott. Hilarious, great actor. Smaller than the rest. I'm going, I don't know.
Height-wise?
Height-wise, yeah. And for some reason in my head, I picture Alan Scott smaller than the rest. I don't know the height.
People back then were shorter.
Yeah, that's right. People back in the Golden
It's scientific. This is a scientifically accurate Green Lantern movie. So, for my pick for Alan Scott, I was thinking grizzled old veteran.
Yeah.
Back in my day, kid, that kind of thing. And I chose America's favorite hard-boiled detective, Christopher Maloney, from Law & Order SVU. He plays Stabler, everybody knows him. This would actually be a return to Green Lantern for him. Up next, America's favorite talk show host.
Yes.
Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart. Not only a talk show host, but also a phenomenal architect and eventually a Green Lantern.
In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power, Green Lantern's light.
Who you got for Jon Stewart? This is the one you're most familiar
Yeah, most people. Yeah, if you're around our age, I think you're most familiar with this one just because he was the Lantern in the Justice League. I went with Idris Elba.
Great actor.
Yeah.
Nobody can beat that. Heimdall.
Heimdall, Beast of No Nation, Luther, The Office. He was also in The Office, I think, for one episode. Yeah, he's been in Marvel. Get him in DC. What more do I have to say about Idris Elba?
Not much. That guy's internationally known.
Okay.
I also went with someone in Marvel.
Okay.
You may know him as N'Jobu from the Black Panther movies, Sterling K. Brown. Not much to say here other than Sterling K. Brown has this air of intelligence.
Kyle Rayner.
Back into my CW roots, I went with Ian Somerhalder. Ian Somerhalder.
I think you're right.
Probably know him best as playing Damon or whatever his name was on Vampire Diaries.
I didn't raid CW. I raided Nickelodeon. I took Josh Peck from Drake and Josh. He's actually aged very well. He was in that awful Red Dawn remake for some reason, and unlike Drake, he's not facing child endangerment charges right now, so give him a call.
Anyways. Up next, Guy Gardner, the only Ginger Lantern.
I'll take this one. I went with Kevin McKidd. Any fans of HBO's Rome, he played Lucius Veronis. Any Call of Duty fans, he voiced Soap McTavish in the Modern Warfare series.
My pick for Guy Gardner would be Cam Giganti from Never Back Down. He played the blonde-haired tough guy that fought the lead actor a bunch.
What a nice villainous name.
Ryan.
Ryan.
Yeah. He was also in Twilight. Yes, played James in Twilight. Very schmarmy. Word to take a word you use a lot.
Yeah.
You know, he's got that. He definitely walks with his nose into the air. I think he's a good actor.
It just takes the right director to get a good performance out of somebody.
I think Guy Gardner needs to have kind of a villainous streak about him, and
You have his heel turn in the second movie. Have it alluded to in the first one. Up next, last of the Human Lanterns.
yes,
Green Lantern.
that will be doing, yes.
Hal Jordan.
Hal Jordan, the most powerful lantern of all time.
Most popular?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, he was one of the only people that had, at one point in time in the comics, more rings than he had fingers. A tragic hero.
Was he the one
By,
did?
like, the Greek definition.
I love a Greek tragedy.
Despite the fact that Ryan Reynolds was perfect,
Ryan Reynolds was not the problem with that movie.
we can't do Ryan Reynolds. That was one of the rules we set forth when we were texting about this script. So, who you got for Hal?
Well, you mentioned him earlier. Simon Baker from The Mentalist. You want a Greek tragedy? I feel like this guy could pull across the slow descent into just absolute misery that Hal Jordan could encompass.
Okay, my pick for Hal Jordan was another Marvel actor, but not the MCU, the Fox Marvel. I went with James Marsden. You probably know him best as playing
Cyclops
or Scott Summers in the Fox X-Men movies. James Marsden would be awesome. He's already got the look, but he also has that Hal Jordan-esque, like, super funny, happy-go-lucky guy, and could easily fall into a tragic events that happened to him. So
Kind of like what happened to Cyclops.
that's it for our core Green Lanterns that would be like on the cover of Green Lanterns comics. But we did, however, cast Kilowog.
The Green Lantern's drill sergeant. I love Kilowog.
Love Kilowog.
I went with, now, you know, everybody loves Raymond, but you know who else was good?
Who?
Raymond's brother, Brad Garrett. I made this choice because I recently watched one of the newer Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Okay.
He plays Krang. If you remember Krang, the weird little thing that's in the muscle guy's stomach from Dimension X.
Coincidentally, I also chose a 90s television actor. I went with Patrick Warburton. Probably know him from Seinfeld.
He's Joe on Family Guy.
Joe on Family Guy, Kronk.
Squeakity squeak. Squeaking.
From Emperor's New Groove.
He's Lemony Snicket in the new Lemony Snicket.
For the same reasons you went with Brad Garrett, the voice.
Yeah, definitely.
Patrick Warburton sounds like a man's man.
Good chick. Good chick. Good pick. Good chick. Good pick. Okay, so we're out of the good
No.
and into the bad. This is where it gets interesting. Because
For sure.
emotional spectrum, every emotion has a lantern core and all that jazz. Let's start out with my favorite color, the orange lanterns.
You mean Orange Lantern?
Yes, orange lantern, because there is only one.
There's only one.
Because he is not sharing that power with anybody else.
What is mine is mine is
Mine is mine. Larfleeze. Who better to play a weird-looking humanoid alien than Andy Serkis?
Yeah.
He was Gollum.
So such a good, like.
He was also
emotion.
Ulysses Claw.
He's a very good actor. I went with Jim Carrey. I think Jim Carrey would make a great Larfleeze. You know, he played the Riddler back in the day. He's Dr. Robotnik now in Sonic.
Jim Carrey's he's one of those actors that's best when he's not playing a normal person.
Yeah, and Larfleeze is so far from it, you know, like I would, if we were doing a Superman fan casting, I'd save Jim Carrey for Mick Sapitalik.
Ooh!
Yeah.
But, anywho, great villain. Moving on. From orange to red. Meet this guy, you're more than likely dead. It's the head of the Red Lantern Corps, Atrocitus.
Guy is angry all the time. In fact, that's where he harnesses his power. And so I went with Kevin Giroux, probably best known from the Underworld franchise where he plays Raze.
That's a good pick. For my pick, after I wrote this down and became dead set on it, I remembered that he was already in a DC shared universe movie. Michael Shannon, great as Zod. Man of Steel, I don't think gets enough credit. I think that's the best DC movie of this current iteration. No actor can pull off impending just genocide. Like, he is going to murder everyone and everything.
What makes you think Michael Shannon pulls that off so well? That's
He's
crazy.
terrifying. He just has this simmering, bubbling rage about him. He just strikes me as he is this close to losing it constantly.
Okay, moving from red to yellow. Sinestro's right-hand man, most dangerous outside of Sinestro, of the Sinestro Corps. Arkillo.
He's really their Kilowog.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is.
This guy is just a hideous monster. Is he the same race as Kilowog? No? Okay. They just look alike. I'm sorry, I can't tell aliens apart.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy
Such a good actor.
literally will throw himself headfirst into whatever freaking role he does. Bane, Lawless,
Venom. So
Venom.
Such a talented guy. Charles Bronson. My pick for Arkillo, quite a bit older than Tom Hardy, but I went with Clancy Brown, who is
I'm on board with this 250 million%. I'll see this. Clancy Brown's awesome.
You probably know him best from his role in Shawshank Redemption as Hadley.
He was also the drill sergeant in Starship Troopers.
Yes, and he was in Ricky Bobby's favorite movie of all time, Highlander, as the villain
Who runs the carpet.
who sword dances,
Does this
rolling
with
his
the
sword around.
Yeah, he's also the voice of Mr. Krabs.
So,
Clancy Brown.
golly.
God, he's awesome.
He's awesome, man. Moving on to Hector Hammond.
Ah, yes, the big-headed guy.
Yes, the large-headed villain of the
Every
Green Lantern.
superhero needs a villain whose brain grows so big their head gets bigger and they can't walk anymore.
Yeah.
Who do you got?
Okay, well, I went with someone whose head wouldn't have to get much bigger.
I will say, before you say this, when I saw his choice, it pissed me off that I didn't think of it.
But I went with Rainn Wilson, Dwight from The Office. I think he would be great Hector Hammond. I don't really know how serious he can be.
I went with Toby Jones. You might know him from Captain America: The First Avenger, and then he becomes a computer in, I want to say, Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
Armin Zola.
Goofy looking fellow.
Yeah, goofy looking. Man, that's a way to put it.
The next villain we're going to go with is a throwback, a classic.
He's been everywhere.
We just went over him in our most underrated Batman villains video.
Are you a DC hero if you haven't fought this dude?
Solomon Grundy.
Born on a day that ends in Y.
Yep.
For mine, I just went with somebody who could throw people around like the ragdolls.
What's so funny is that
It seems that our train of thought kind of cross paths.
we cross paths here.
For mine, I'm not really good at pronouncing Icelandic names, so I just called him by what everybody calls him, the Mountain from Game of Thrones. He's like 9 feet tall. He actually popped that guy's head in the show. Like, fun
that
fact.
actor's dead.
Yeah. Now, who's your complete coincidence that you picked?
Complete coincidence, which is crazy. Roy McCann, who plays the Hound, the Mountain's brother, on Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Two giant men.
Narp.
Either way you go, Solomon Grundy is a great fit for these guys. They're huge, monstrous men that can just tower over your other actors without, crazy depth of field. And they're both really, really good actors.
Yeah.
Last and most famous.
Yes.
Can't have a Green Lantern movie
Can't
without
have a
him.
Green. He's my favorite DC villain, I would
Really?
probably say.
Mine's definitely Legs.
Sinestro.
Sinestro.
Yeah, the favorite son. Again, one of the things that was not wrong with that original Green Lantern movie, Mark Strong as Sinestro,
Mark Strong was
freaking
great.
fantastic.
He was great. They had the casting down.
Luke Evans.
Yeah, that guy looks like Sinestro.
Yeah, he does. He does. It's
does.
very. The term I think is called patrician, where you look upper class.
I went with Luke Evans as well.
Dracula Untold, he was good in that. Hobbit movies were.
He really was great in that. The Dracula Untold movie was slept on. That was a great
Yeah.
movie.
Oh yeah.
I think he'd make a great Sinestro.
Yes.
What you get with Sinestro is someone you can't really kill off.
No.
You know,
No.
You would have to do it like a Loki or a Magneto.
Yeah.
So we would get Luke Evans for many, many movies. But I'm in agreement with you on that, Luke Evans. Golly, that guy looks like Sinestro. Anyways, I know that we left off plenty of lanterns, plenty of villains.
Fish Frog, Birdman, Head with legs and arms.
Birdman was a great movie.
Staryu from Pokemon.
Yeah, butchering those names, TNA. But that'll pretty much do us here. That has been our Green Lantern movie fan casting, or series fan casting. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to let us know in the comments below which cast you prefer, TNA's or mine.
Leave a suggestion like the almighty Overvoid did.
Please, I mean, this
Seriously.
is proof. We'll make your videos.
We'll listen to you. Be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe, hit that beautiful bell button. I've not been Alfarius.
I've been Shazam, and until next time, bye!